But the difference is on the pound dollar, again, what do we want to identify? We want to identify structure. Where's our structure level? Our structure level is right down here. Structure acts like a magnet. So that's the next place that we look for the market to go. We also just came off a move like this, right? We just have a lower low, lower close. So my bias on pound dollar is bearish. Until I see something else, my bias on pound dollar is bearish. So if I had to make a prediction here, let me ask you guys, if you had to make a prediction here on pound based on the daily chart, what would you expect to happen? What would your prediction be? I see retraced and drop. Anything else? Retest of structure. Last support, retest of line, then drop. Yeah, I would say that. I would say what? Previous support becomes resistance. We know that when we get a new structure low, we often get some relief. So we get an outside return. Where will this outside return come to? Well, we can technically come anywhere inside this zone. But in most cases, again, structure acts like a magnet. So we'll retest structure before extending down. Maybe a little ABCD action down here. Watch this. You're going to love me for this. You're going to love me for this. Boom. Look at that. Boom. Little ABCD action would put us right at that structure level. How impressive is that? That's pretty darn impressive, right? I love these little sounds. You guys are like, yeah, Kill. I'll be more impressed if it actually completes. But that's our prediction. So, depending on what type of trader you are, you have a few opportunities. You can say, well, if I'm a trend continuation trader, I'm looking to get short somewhere in this zone. I'm looking for a short opportunity on the retrace and looking to trade it down. Counter trend trader, you're not even caring about this. You may be looking to get long, lower time frame at this level right now in anticipation of this pullback, or waiting for the market to extend again and then get long. But we will get a clearer picture as we go down. Euro yen, what are you doing? Are you being good? Are you being good? Yeah, you're being good. Look at that. My man. My man. There we go. All right, let's go back to what pound dollar? Sorry. This would be a great example. Have any of you guys ever watched Jason's video where it's called the craziest trading I've ever seen, or who is this crazy guy? Anybody watch that where he's on the range bars? This would be a perfect example of using that Fibonacci inversion, because what we're expecting a move up, right? We just talked about it. We're expecting a move up to this level. We can't really take a Fibonacci extension because we don't have a leg. This is a perfect example of taking your Fibonacci extension tool. I'm going to put this to the side. Fibonacci extension tool, taking the low of this move, drawing it backwards up to our previous high, and then back down and looking at this zone right here, 127, which is going to come right above an even handle, and our 1618. So for you guys that have watched this video, this should be somewhat familiar to you guys. If you haven't watched the video, you're gonna have to try and find it on YouTube somewhere under. I think it's under Jason's favorites. Should be there. This is a perfect example of using that Fibonacci inversion. And then guess what? If I look left near that wonderful purple box I drew, we're right in that area of these previous wicks, right? It's fun how this stuff all comes together. You got to trust yourself, though. I tell you, it's amazing. It really is amazing when you start to draw this stuff on and it lines up with other stuff that's on your radar. A lot of you guys ask, "Hey, Akil, how can you be so confident when you're drawing this stuff on?" And of course, I believe in myself, but over time, when you really believe, it's amazing. It's like I'm a Matrix fan. Like for you guys that watch The Matrix, when Neo really started believing in his ability And, he stopped fighting it. He was just sitting there, and you guys can't see me doing the fight scene, but he was sitting there looking the other way, just, using his skills and using his field. But you got to really trust it. You got to really trust it. And that comes over time. That comes from doing it over and over again. Yeah, I'm glad my webcam, I hope my webcam is off. Some stranger's probably hacking me out there and watching me. Who's this idiot? But yeah, Fibonacci inversion. So from this swing low to this swing high, I just want to check on Euro real quick. All right, Fibonacci inversion, that swing low to that swing high. And that's going to give us a 1618 right here at the top of this purple box, a 127 at the bottom of this purple box. What can I do next, traders? What can I do next? Is there something I can draw next on my screen that may help me gain some trust or, dare I say, confirmation in this level? Yeah, there we go. Fibonacci retracement, yeah. So I see 2 levels I can take it from, probably 3 levels, but 2, that's going to work. Let's start off from our most recent swing high to swing low, our bigger move. Swing high to swing low, right up here at 68.88. Swing high to swing low. And if I hide some of the junk, you will see I'm going to get a 382 Fibonacci retracement right at that level. Let's take it from this intermediate, our smaller move, just to see, swing high to swing low. And you can see I'll get a 618 there as well. And I can bring in a 50%. I don't really use 50, aside from bad patterns, I don't use 50% too much. We can bring it in. But essentially, I'm going to go ahead and delete this little deal here. Essentially, I've given myself a little bit of a kill zone, right? So I've got a little bit of a kill zone right here between the 618, 68.22, and 68.07. And I can look at this as my potential reversal zone. I can say, you start using my if-then thought process. If price action comes into this zone, then I need to start looking for a short opportunity. Right? You guys follow me? Does this all make sense, this process? Give me a yeah if it did, if this makes sense. Yeah, there we go. Now, that's only the first half of our process. We know we go through IPDE, identify, predict, decide, execute. We've identified what the market is doing. We've predicted where the market's likely to go. Now we got to decide how are we going to execute. And this is when you need to turn to your trading plan, look in there and says, well, okay, I found the area that I want to get. You've made up your mind that you want to get short. And let's just pretend. If you haven't, just pretend. Pretend you've made up your mind that this is an area where you want to get short. You've predicted your kill zone. Now you need to figure out, how can I enter this? What can I use, or what does the market need to show me for me to get short at this area? And that's where it's worth going to your trading plan. And that's gonna be different depending on what you are as a trader. A true trend continuation trader, guess what? All right, gang, Akil Stokes here. I'm back. It's about 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so about 3 hours after the live room recording that you saw earlier, maybe even 4 hours. I think we recorded that in the earlier part of the session. Anyway, I want to give you an update on pound dollar, and actually I'm looking at it. Aussie CAD is doing pretty well. I brought this on my blog yesterday. For you guys that don't follow my blog, head over to www.ratiotradingmentor.com. It's again, it's something I use just to journal and clear my mind and share some thoughts. But I talked about this trade yesterday and dealing with the news and whatnot. So go over to that blog and check it out if you're interested in following me. If you're not, no big deal. Our euro dollar trade is rolling up pretty well. We're up about 15 from this morning's pin bar entry, looking to get it to 34 even handle to take some profits off. So we've got a far way to go. No reason to get excited yet. But seeing something in the green is always better than seeing it in the red, at least mentally. But again, the main point is I want to follow up on the pound dollar trade we talked about. Now, as you've seen, the market has rolled up right into that potential kill zone we talked about earlier in the day. And this is why it's key to do that analysis beforehand. We saw the same thing on euro dollar. It's key to do that analysis beforehand because it takes away the fear. It takes away the emotions. You're not as you're not as, I guess you're under control more. What happens a lot, what I notice with traders is they'll see price action get to a level and they'll say, oh my God, it killed, RSI is overbought. I'm supposed to sell. What do I do? Should I don't want to miss the trade. And you hit the sell button. Then you come back a little later and you realize, man, I really had nothing in my arsenal that told me I should have took this trade. I kind of got nervous. I got emotional. I thought I was going to miss the move. So I just pushed the button. And now you're in a trade that you don't want to be in. So it was important to show you earlier how we want to analyze and kind of get these trades on our radars well in advance. IPDE, identify, predict, decide, execute. We spent a good amount of time earlier identifying and predicting what the market's going to do. We drew the kill zone up there. The second part is easy, decide and execute. If price action reaches my kill zone, then I use enter entry technique here to take advantage of that trade. Now all we have to do is click on the charts every hour or so to make sure or to see what price action has done, if it's entered our kill zone, and then wait and see what entry technique we need to enter this trade. So we're in the kill zone right now. RSI is overbought. I've got nothing right now that's gonna tell me to sell this, but if I do, syndicate members, I'll put out a video to you tonight, updating you, letting you know what I've done. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so it's around the end of the New York session. So I don't expect to see too much more action, probably until London. So who knows if I get a chance to enter this or not. If I don't, I'm not going to rush into a trade that without my proper entry reason. And if I miss it, guess what? I miss it. I don't lose any money from missing a trade. That's the cool thing. If you don't take a trade, you can't take a loss. You don't lose any money. You don't lose any money. You don't blow your account. Again, #1 rule of trading, conservation of capital. So just wanted to give you guys a quick update of this. And I thought it was cool to show the analysis we did in the room, especially using that Fibonacci inversion technique and structure and how we look for kill zones on a regular basis in this market, as well as drift down from higher time frames to lower time frames to get these trading opportunities. So if this thing rolls over, I don't want to make any promises. Syndicate members, I'll keep you updated. Regular people, and no offense to regular people, but I'm not sure if I'll record a follow-up or not. We'll see. But again, thought this might educational. Don't worry about the trade. Worry about the process behind the trade. That's what's most important. So until next time, gang, plan your trade, trade your plan. I will see you in the live room tomorrow. I will see you in the syndicate tomorrow, and I will probably see you in the live room weekend review on Thursday.